Reacher star Alan Ritchson wants to do a rom-com, coming off the colossal success in Reacher Season 2 and heading into the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare in less than a week. Alan Ritchson wants to test the rom-com waters. In a sit-down with THR, Ritchson expressed interest in starring alongside Rachel McAdams in a romantic comedy. Thanks in large part to his performance in Reacher as an unwavering good guy with nerves of steel, Ritchson has broken out as one of the most desirable action stars in Hollywood, even appearing in one of 2023's biggest movies, Fast X. When asked if he would prefer to star in a rom-com or a horror movie, Ritchson replied, "Ritchson is far from the only person to bawl their eyes out while watching The Notebook, but McAdams' experience in the rom-com genre extends far past this one movie. She's also starred in About Time, Aloha, The Vow, and many more." McAdams is a certified veteran of romantic comedies, having starred opposite Ryan Gosling, Bradley Cooper, and Channing Tatum. Ritchson has shown impressive heart at times in his acting career, but to this point, his draw has largely come from using his big muscles to throw around bad guys. If he decides to try his luck in the world of romantic comedies, there would be no better partner to show him the ropes than McAdams. What's next for Alan Ritchson and Rachel McAdams? McAdams is coming off a sparse but efficient 2023 in which she made an appearance in Dave as herself, and also starred in the coming-of-age family drama by director Kelly Fremon Craig, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. Less recently, she also returned to the superhero genre for the first time since 2016, voicing Christine Palmer in What If? Season 1, and playing her for the second time in live action in 2022 as Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. It is yet to be announced what McAdams will star in next, but we're all anxiously anticipating her next outing nonetheless. As for Ritchson, who is experiencing his first major breakout at the age of 41, plenty is coming down the pipe for the action star. He has the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare coming out in a few short days, and several other looming projects such as Reacher Season 3, War Machine, and Bad Seeds of Loving Spring, which he is also slated to direct. Alan Ritchson, best known for his portrayal of Jack Reacher in the Amazon Prime series Reacher, is a man of surprising versatility. His towering physique and chiseled features make him the perfect fit for action-packed roles, but there's a softer, more humorous side to the actor that fans might not be as familiar with. In a recent interview, Ritchson revealed his interest in stepping outside the high-octane action genre and taking on a romantic comedy. For an actor who's made his mark in roles that are rough, tough, and always ready for a fight, this might seem like an unexpected pivot. But for those who know the real Ritchson, it's not all that surprising. The appeal of romantic comedies, or rom-coms have long been a beloved genre, offering audiences a light-hearted escape with the promise of love, laughter, and emotional depth. The best of them are more than just feel-good movies. They tap into universal truths about relationships, connection, and the human experience. But for actors, especially those pigeonholed into specific roles, it's a way to explore new sides of themselves. In Ritchson's case, he's eager to show the world that he's more than just a brawny action hero. During his time promoting Reacher, he's spoken about his love for storytelling in all its forms and his desire to push the boundaries of his career. Though Ritchson is adept at action-packed, gritty characters, there's always been an undercurrent of charm and wit that suggests he could excel in a lighter, comedic role. Comedy is just as much about timing and presence as action scenes are, Ritchson has said. There's a rhythm to both. You have to know when to land the punch, whether that's a literal one or a punchline. For Ritchson, it's not about leaving action behind, it's about expanding his repertoire and challenging himself creatively. From Reacher to rom-com, in natural transition. At first glance, Ritchson might seem like an unusual choice for a rom-com lead. After all, Jack Reacher is about as far from the typical rom-com protagonist as you can get. Reacher is stoic, calculated, and a force of nature, while rom-com heroes often play the role of the charming but flawed love interest. However, that contrast could work in Ritchson's favor. One of the most successful transitions in Hollywood was when former WWE wrestler Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson moved from action-heavy roles into family-friendly comedies and heartfelt dramas. Johnson's early roles were filled with machismo and physicality, yet his career took off when he embraced his charisma and vulnerability, showing audiences that he could be more than a tough guy. Similarly, Ritchson has the potential to bring a unique blend of strength and sensitivity to a romantic comedy. His comedic chops aren't entirely untested either. Fans of the DC series Titans will recall his portrayal of Hank Hall, Hawk, a deeply flawed character who still managed to bring levity and humor to his scenes despite the show's darker tone. In Blue Mountain State, a comedy series where he played the role of Thad Castle, Ritchson showcased a talent for comedic timing and an ability to make even the most exaggerated characters feel human and relatable. Breaking stereotypes. Why a rom-com could work. Ritchson's physicality is part of what makes him so compelling on screen, but it also means that audiences often expect him to play one type of role. In an era where Hollywood is striving for more diverse, nuanced portrayals of masculinity, casting Ritchson in a rom-com could be a game changer. The classic rom-com lead often follows a formula: a good-looking but emotionally unavailable man who undergoes a transformation, usually spurred by love. With Ritchson, that trope could be turned on its head. Imagine a rom-com where the protagonist isn't just another playboy turned good guy, but someone who carries the weight of his past like Reacher does, yet finds himself in situations where his strength and intensity are hilariously out of place. In fact, the juxtaposition of Ritchson's action star persona in the world of rom-com could be the very thing that makes the film work. Seeing someone with his physical presence fumble through romantic situations, perhaps trying to impress a love interest, only to realize that his usual bravado doesn't work in matters of the heart, would be a fresh take on a well-worn genre. Moreover, romantic comedies often hinge on the chemistry between the leads. Given Ritchson's natural charisma and his ability to balance intensity with charm, it's easy to imagine him carrying a rom-com on his shoulders, offering something that feels both familiar and new. Ritchson's vision for his rom-com role. When asked what kind of rom-com role he'd like to play, Ritchson has expressed interest in a project that blends humor with emotional depth. "I think the best comedies are the ones that don't just make you laugh, but also make you feel something real," he said. Ritchson seems less concerned with fitting into the stereotypical rom-com mold and more focused on telling a story that resonates on multiple levels. He's also keen to work with co-stars who bring out different sides of him as an actor. "I'd love to be paired with someone who's quick-witted and keeps me on my toes," he shared. "Comedy is a team sport. You need someone who's going to push you and pull you in different directions." What's next for Ritchson? With his career continuing to rise, Alan Ritchson has the freedom to explore new opportunities, and a rom-com seems to be a natural next step for him. As streaming platforms and film studios continue to churn out action thrillers, the rom-com space has room for a reinvention, and Ritchson could be just the actor to lead that charge. Whether he's playing a hard-hitting detective or a hapless romantic, Ritchson's undeniable screen presence and commitment to his craft make him someone to watch. And if his past work is any indication, his foray into romantic comedy could bring a new kind of magic to the genre, one that mixes humor, heart, and just a hint of action. As streaming platforms and film studios continue to churn out action thrillers, the rom-com space has room for reinvention, and Ritchson could be just the actor to lead that charge. Whether he's playing a hard-hitting detective or a hapless romantic, Ritchson's undeniable screen presence and commitment to his craft make him someone to watch. And if his past work is any indication, his foray into romantic comedy could bring a new kind of magic to